Today, I want to talk about effectively using Office 365. My first slide, I'm going to just a quick recap of extraordinarily effective individuals and how that applies to what we're going to talk about today. We've covered this a ton, how we should be using the quadrants and the compass together in becoming an extraordinarily effective individual. Normal time management is not enough. There were, back in the day, I think the solution to everything was, well, if you're properly managing your time, you'll be able to get everything done. That is 100% not realistic. Same thing with just using a to-do list or a calendar to manage your time. That's not effective either. A to-do list is just going to grow and grow and grow and grow over time, and you're not going to ever find the time to get through everything. Or perhaps you're just using your calendar, scheduling everything, throwing it on your calendar. Once you've planned everything, you're going to be working, 12 hours a day. That's why it's really important for us to learn to use the quadrants together with our compass. And as a reminder, the compass is your direction, your orientation, your ultimate goals, your personal goals and the goals of the organization. So I'm going to throw this out there. This is a quick summary or recap of the quadrants. Hopefully everybody is super familiar with these. We've talked about them enough. But remember, our goals are to stay away from quadrants 3 and 4. And again, you're using your compass, your goal, your direction, your purpose to determine which quadrants tasks will fall into in your personal and in your work life. So in terms of effectively using Office 365, can anybody tell me what quadrant that would fall into?
2.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Two, exactly. It's not urgent, but it is very important, and we can use Office 365. So let me get that picture off of there. Quadrant 2 is not urgent, but important. Quadrant 2 items are preparation, planning, relationship building, and organization. I think that if we're effectively using Office 365, we'll be able to find that we can use it to properly prepare, plan, keep ourselves organized. Can anybody give me an example of how we could use Office 365 to build relationships?
I keep a tab, well, not a tab, like a task every month to take away like 30 minutes and write an email to each of my sites to ask them how they're doing.
Jesse, that's beautiful. Exactly. I think, we talk so much about building relationships with our teammates and with our properties, but how can we fit that into Office 365? Jesse hit the nail on the head. Either you plan a recurring item once a week, 30 minutes a day, once a quarter, something, or a task, as Jesse mentioned, and take that time as you're building connections time. Reach out to people on your team, build connections with them, or reach out to your properties, email them, call them. And if you don't plan time for that, it will never happen. So let's talk about how we can use Office 365 effectively. And we're going to talk about the calendar, email folders and subfolders, and then the task list. All right, so again, back to the quadrants, just quickly. Quadrant 1 items, those are the urgent and important items. Those must be planned, included in your calendar. If you're not, you're going to be missing deadlines. And then the quadrant 2 items, the not urgent but still important, those ones we just talked about, those should be planned or scheduled on your calendar. Like Jessie just mentioned, if she didn't have that task list, or if I don't have recurring meetings scheduled on my calendar, I'm going to forget, or my day will just get too busy. I'll push off that time for building connections. I'll put off that time for planning and organization, and I'll never get around to it. So while we have to plan the quadrant 1 items, we should be planning the quadrant 2 items. That's how we get ahead of the game. We're planning and anticipating. All right, so let's look at that, and specifically planning and anticipating. So I've got kind of a screenshot of a calendar up here. And as you can notice, it looks like this person has a desk audit that's due. Just a reminder, when you've got those extra projects that you're working on, if you don't plan and anticipate, you'll find yourself waiting till the last minute to get it done, and then that's going to cause lots of issues. So this person had a desk audit that was due on July 1st. They put that reminder at the top of their calendar that that's the date that it's due. And then see what they did here. They scheduled out an hour each day for them to work on that desk audit. Again, they're planning and anticipating. I have X number of files to get through. I think I can work X a day, and I'm going to plan accordingly. Now look what would happen. They've got 4 hours spread over 4 days. If they waited till the last minute, they're going to spend 4 hours in one day working on that desk audit. They're going to rush through the files. They're not going to be able to keep up with their view. The team is going to need to help them. So again, anytime that we've got those extra projects that we're working on, they typically have a hard deadline. We should include that in our calendar and plan and anticipate accordingly. Now, the next big thing, I think the hot button item for Office 365 is emails. I know like the dinging all day long probably drives some of us nuts. So are you planning or scheduling time for emails? Hopefully everybody is. When you're working on files or projects or reports, are you checking your email every single time you hear that ding? And if you are not giving proper focus and attention to the task or the project. Me personally, y'all hear me say this all the time, I have the worst memory ever. If I'm reviewing a file and I get distracted by an email coming in, I've forgotten everything in that file and I have to start it all over again. And I've wasted time. Perhaps I already spent 20 minutes in it. Now I got to start all over again. Make sure that you are planning time for your emails and not being tempted by the dinging and only checking those emails during your planned time frame. I think there's like studies, people, I cringe when I hear people say, I'm a great multitasker. And I think it's probably because I know I'm a terrible multitasker, but there are studies that essentially say that multitasking is not a thing. You can't do it. You're going one or the other of those items that you're multitasking on are going to fail. You're not giving your full attention or focus to 2 items at the same time. And multitasking, popping back and forth between emails is, you're going to be inefficient and waste time. So it is a requirement that we all schedule those time blocks throughout the day to check the emails. And during these time segments, while I'm working on initial certs and corrections, I am not going to check my emails. I'll spend those 30 minutes, focus on files or projects, and then check my emails again later in the day when scheduled. All right, I think I've done portions of this training, so those of you that have been with us for a while, you've seen these before, but does anybody know what these are? Have you seen these before? Anybody?
That's when your inbox is clear, right?
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Yep, has anybody seen them? Let me see your hands. Has anybody ever had a clear inbox? I hope so.
No.
I think
Lisa!
you only get to see that if you're using the browser version, not the desktop version.
Oh, that's true. I think that's the browser one, and I think this is the phone one. All right, okay, so let's talk about that. I think there are quite a few that probably have a full inbox, and it can be overwhelming. Gant said not once. Not even like the day you started, Gant. All right, so those are, I think that is the new goal for everybody in this meeting, is to get to see those icons. It's like the most rewarding thing in the world. And that's okay. If you've never seen those icons, is this what your inbox looks like? You've got 14,000 emails in your inbox. I'm pretty sure this is what Jose's looks like, and I die a little on the inside when I see his inbox. If this feels more familiar to you, let's talk about how to get yourself out of that hole after you kind of are.
Well, so you go too far. I want to say that mine only has 1,000.
That's an improvement, Jose. That is.
I may be lying. 19,686.
Yeah, that's more realistic. That's what I figured. So you beat this one. Send me a picture for next time I do this. I can have your 19,000 on there. So if you're feeling like this every time you open your inbox, let's talk about how you can get out of that hole. And I know you might be tempted to just go in there and empty your inbox and delete all those. But I am a firm believer in saving emails and storing them into a folder. So what I would recommend you do is get yourself organized first. Set up folders. And I'll show you my email in a second so you can see what I'm referring to with the folders. But get organized, set up folders for your clients, properties, program reports, Wells Fargo inspections, set up all of those different folders. And then take everything that's in your inbox and move it to create a pending emails folder. Move all of those emails to that folder. Give yourself a fresh inbox. And then schedule 30 minutes a day for the next few weeks, even 15 minutes, to sift through those emails. So during that time, you'll go to that pending emails box and you'll start sifting through them and organizing them, putting them in folders. As you're doing that, make sure you unsubscribe from the junk mail if you're getting a ton of junk or spam email. Or another quick tip is you can search for a specific word. So if you get Target emails, you could search for Target and it'll pull up all those Target emails and you can mass delete all of those at once. But I challenge each of you with your if you have a crazy inbox, to kind of take this approach and get your inbox cleaned up over the next couple weeks. And send me and Jose a picture of your clean inbox so you can brag about it. And then once you've got that clean base,
we need to come up with a clean inbox award.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Forget the energy ambassador. Clean inbox. That's the new challenge. All right. And then once your email gets clean, hopefully you can get there. Even if you can't get your email clean, start with this approach moving forward for your emails that come in on a daily basis. I like to use the 2-minute rule. And this is the ultimate goal, is to maintain that organized inbox. So the 2-minute rule asks that you view each email as a task. And when viewing that email, if you can deal with it in 2 minutes or less, do so. So if it's a quick email with a quick question, I can answer that question in less than 2 minutes. I'm going to email them back, delete the email, move it to a folder, get it out of my inbox. So during this time right here where I've got 30 minutes scheduled for emails, that's what I'm doing in those 30 minutes. I'm using the 2-minute rule. Potentially I could get through 60 plus emails in that 30 minutes because I'm just responding to those bam, 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 bam. Anything that is going to take a little bit more time, you can move it to another folder. I have a pending emails folder, or I review files behind the interns or new hires. I put those in a separate folder, get them out of my inbox, and then I've scheduled time throughout the day to work on those. So you can see here, I've got some time scheduled for pending emails and or my task list. So during this 30-minute email block, 2-minute rule, powering through as many emails as I can, and then working on those more detailed items during that scheduled time. All right, and then if it's a larger task like that desk audit, if you get an email, you're assigned a desk audit, throw it up on your calendar, schedule out that time, and or add it to your task list. Now, if there is something that is a more detailed project and you've moved it to your pending emails folder and perhaps you're not going to get to it in that day, just a reminder that you should respond to that person and let them know you received their email. I'll have you an answer by noon tomorrow or the end of the day tomorrow. All right, let me show, I know I'm running short on time. We'll just do this really quickly. I just want, for those of you that aren't super familiar with the folders or with the email setup, I have folders for, I mean, essentially everything. I think two of my favorite things are this favorite section up here, the folders that I'm in and out of a lot all day long. I don't want to scroll and find it. So I can add it to my favorites and just quickly and easily move items into that folder. And you can favorite them by just right-clicking on them and clicking add to favorites, and it'll move it up there to the favorites. Those of you that work with properties, or I mean, I think that's everybody, program reports, asset management, you're dealing with different properties, different clients, set up a separate folder for each of your clients, make a separate subfolder under that for each of the properties under that. Our work kind of commingles. I'll deal with a property on a program report, an audit, and then normal file review. And I've got separate folders for all three of those items. So if I know something came up at an audit last year, I can go to my audits folder for that property and quickly find that correspondence there. set up folders for those emails that we send out, the compliance emails. We sent a blast yesterday. I threw that in my compliance folder. I've got one for HUD and RD. So when Paige sends those types of updates, I've got those saved. I've got folders for everybody on the team. So any correspondence, I can just quickly file it away there. If you work with state agencies, set up a separate folder for your state agencies so you can quickly and easily search for keywords or find, the name of your main contact. So you've got everything stored right there. And I think maybe it was Larissa or somebody in Guatemala that mentioned this, this pin. You can pin an email to the top. So as more emails come in, that one will remain at the top. So if you've got a crazy day and email is important, comes through at 9 a.m., pin it to the top. It'll stay there it'll stay there indefinitely until you get to it. Any questions? I got a couple more slides we'll get through quickly. All right. The task list is another great tool. If you haven't been using the task list in Office 365, I encourage you to do so. I like to throw items on my task list, the ones that don't have a specific due date, or right now I cannot schedule it onto my calendar. I'll throw it on my task list. And at certain points throughout the day or the week, I've scheduled time to work on task list items. So I'll make sure that I'll pop in there. Don't just throw it on there and then never check your task list. But the task list is great for items that you're pending a response from somebody else. I'm a firm believer in we can't just send emails to each other and then wipe our hands of that question or situation. If I send an email to Jose and a client is waiting, I don't know the answer, I need his help, and a client's waiting on that response, I'm still responsible for that email and that answer to that client. I can't just send the email and walk away from it. Meaning I may need to follow up with Jose, or I may need to, ask somebody else if Jose is not available. So I'll add those types of things to my task list. All right, and I think I've got enough time. This is like my favorite video of all time. If the audio is bad or it's jumpy, let me know and I can email it to everybody. But this is just a fun reminder of what email would be like if it were in real life. And my main goal in showing this is a reminder of being cautious of when you're hitting reply all, especially if it's an email the entire company is copied on. Be careful before you click reply all. All right.
Hey Tyler, you going through that all-day meeting tomorrow?
I'll be on vacation from Tuesday, June 27th until 2 days ago.
Your auto response is still on.
I'll be on vacation from Tuesday, June 27th until 2 days ago.
Okay, everyone, I need you to send me your reports ASAP before lunch if possible.
Will do, Trip. Will do, Trip. Will do, Trip. Will do, Trip.
Why are you including me in this?
We'll be there around 7 tonight, if that's okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Kind regards, Trip Crosby, Regional Sales Manager. Work 404-555-6112, extension 405. Mobile 404-555-3767. Email trip@biz. Success is always an option. John Maxwell, author.
Here's that report you needed.
I don't see anything.
Oh, dang it, I forgot to attach it.
Hey, Beth, did you see all the submissions we got today?
OMG, I know!
Easy on the all caps.
Sorry.
It's okay. Semicolon, close parenthesis.
Hey, son, you have to watch this video. This cat sleeping on a horse, it is so cute.
Mom, I'm at work.
Dear friend, I am Johnson Emmanuel. This might come to you as a surprise. I'm the next heir to the throne in Nigeria, and I want to offer you a large sum of money.
Please stop coming here.
Hi, Trip. Are you satisfied with...
Hi, I'm the administrator. I could not deliver this document. It was too big. On Monday at 10:37 a.m., Paul wrote, "Hi, Trip. This is the latest version of the document you were looking for. Hope it's not too late. Paul."
Yeah, I know what I wrote.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys tonight. Oh yeah, circular disclosure.
The information transmitted just now is intended only for the person or entity to which it is addressed, and it may contain confidential and/or privileged material. Any review, retransmission, I don't know what that means.
Inbox full.
That's what he said. Hey, what's this poker game I hear about this weekend?
Who's that guy?
You mean to bring anything? Or?
I meant to invite a different David. Rain check.
Email can be.
Is that not the guy with the glasses and the headpiece and the black shirt? That's Gant. I picture, that's how I picture Gant. All right, thank you all so much. And hopefully some of that will be helpful.